Guys, it's Thursday. You know what that means. Oh, you know what that means. It means we kick it into high gear. That's what it means. A Texas town fired its police department and hired private citizens. Guess what happened to crime? Polling experts agree they've never seen anything like Donald Trump's presidential run. And people don't get it yet, but to Muslims, the entire world is the battlefield. My name is Howard Riell, and this is Real Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com, and on Facebook, and on YouTube, and on Tumblr, and in the book, Real Truth, Stay Angry. And of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM, The Lion. Our call-in number, you should be able to tell it to me by now, 877-254-7524. Use it or lose it, item from the Hill. Polling experts agree on one thing when it comes to Donald Trump's presidential run. They've never seen anything like it. The billionaire businessman's dominance of the Republican presidential race is forcing experienced political hands to question whether everything they know about winning the White House is wrong. Stop! Yeah, everything they know is wrong. What's my proof? 21st century America. Look at the shape this country is in. Look at the shape our society is in. It's a result of, yes, the voters. And the result of their voting are the horrible politicians that we've got. And the horrible policies they put forth, which don't benefit anybody except themselves. Well, here comes a non-politician who doesn't speak doublespeak, doesn't dance around issues, isn't dodging the PC police. He sees what you and I see, and he's got the cojones to say it in public. And yeah, that's how leadership works. What we've been getting has not been leadership. It's been subterfuge. It's been maybe treason against the American people. This is leadership. That's why Americans are responding. I continue. The shocks have come in quick succession, with Trump first rocketing to the top of national polls, then taking double-digit leads in the early voting states of Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. In another act of political magic, Trump managed to stop for a second. Come on, stop it. Is this really political magic? I wish I had a magical time machine, and I took us back to a different era in America. Say Harry Truman or Eisenhower or people, FDR, any people like that. They saw what needed to be done and they said it. That's all Trump is doing. Suddenly people are calling it magic, political magic. It's nothing of the sort. We have a political universe, a beltway, a wonkosphere that has traveled so far away from the people, so far away from our founding documents, so far away from basic truth and decency, that when we get all those things, like a blast from the past, it's alien to them. I talked about this yesterday. Invaded by alien concepts, and this is precisely what I'm talking about. Trump is calling a spade, and people are agog. What is he doing? What's his secret? The secret is the plain old truth. The secret is common sense. That's what I've been doing here on Real Truth for 7 years and 3 days? That's all it is. That's all it is. And so if these high-paid major media types can't figure out what's going on, well, I can. And they're free to hire me as a consultant. In fact, I'll even work for the political parties as a political consultant, since I've been consistently right, and they've been dropping elections left and right. Item. From CounterCurrentNews.com, the community of Sharpstown, Texas, decided they didn't need the police any longer. They made a controversial decision to fire the local police department and hire private citizens, granted no special rights that ordinary citizens don't have, to keep them safe. That was back in 2012. Since then, Sharpstown residents say the private security company, Seal Security Solutions, has done a much better job than the police used to. Crime is down 61%. in only 20 months. Stump. See what happens when you get serious about solving problems rather than just going along with business as usual? Item from InfoWars. French security forces are preparing for mass civil unrest and radicalized immigrants taking over entire neighborhoods, according to intelligence sources. The army is making contingency plans for the reappropriation of national territory, unquote, winning back areas of cities in the event of immigrant populations obtaining weapons and becoming openly hostile to authorities. There are a lot of alienated and angry fourth-generation immigrant kids in the suburbs, and the prospect of radicalization is increasingly likely, the intelligence source told The Telegraph, adding that highly organized networks of Islamist militants have smuggled Kalashnikov automatic rifles and anti-tank missiles into the country. Unquote. My friends, I feel a prophecy coming on. I'm going to tell the future of America. You ready? Here's the future of America being played out on the streets of France. France did what America's doing. We welcome Muslim immigrants in by the hundreds of thousands, by the millions. Wouldn't say boo about it because, after all, you don't want to be a racist. And so Muslims do what Muslims do, which is what cancer cells do. They multiply and they get vicious and they start to take over, and now you've got entire neighborhoods that need to be won back like a battle in a war. And so if I'm here to tell the future, I see this coming to America because there are too many liberals in America who say, what, are you a racist? They're just like everyone else. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Anybody can come here. It's the American dream, blah, 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 blah. And France, not just France. Look at Denmark. Look at Holland. Look at England. What's going to happen to us is happening to Europe now. They're getting there first. But wait. If we don't take any action, between you and me, I don't see anybody taking any real action. Until we take action, this is our future. Now, our benefit is that we know our future in advance so that we can take steps now to change it. Will we take those steps? Will we shut down mosques? Will we curb the growth of Islam in this country? Will we stop Muslim immigration? Or do we want entire neighborhoods up in flames where even the highly armed police won't go? Because that's what's coming, my friends, unless we stop it. It's Thursday. It's Real Truth. I'll be back.
Nothing more than a shot in the dark. You're taking supplements and following health programs without an accurate scientific evaluation of your health. From the comfort of your home or office, you can work personally with health expert Eileen Durfee, a Dr. Wilson health practitioner who scientifically evaluates your current health and provides you a personalized program at affordable products. Get real results, get nutritional balancing, and go healthynext.com. Call 866-463-4533. That's 866-463-4533.
Riell Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities from us and emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Riell Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963.
Explain it to me.
239-9963. Or go to RiellPlaneSolar.com.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John
All right, guys, it's been a fast and furious week. The best weeks are we've arrived at Thursday, and this is still Real Truth. I'm still Howard Real. Real brief introduction to this first video. Sean Hannity and Coulter talking about Trump and immigration. That's all the lead-in you need. Here we go.
Trump explained to me and you how we would make them pay to support abortion. I want you to teach us more. Can you imagine John He's saying Mexico's going to pay? I don't say it's like 100%. That's not like 98%. John, it's 100% of it. And if they don't pay, that's what you're going to have. John is not reaction after all the New York Times bestseller Adios America, the left's plan to turn the country into a third world hellhole. In Baltimore, this guy's a New York national review writer, Charles Greenfield, CNN. Oh, it's funny that when Trump today, Joe Biden, he said, oh, I think it'd be a great matchup to against Biden. I have a great record. I'm a child producer. I'm usually born in New Jersey. I think they match up perfectly. The one yesterday was even better. I've got up to here with my pet. Ouch. Well, he's a funny in the salsa. Yeah. But he's not that. He's clearly buying something in Mexican mall. And this is part of what he's appealing to calcium. Not only is he the only one seriously talking about immigration, and the only one I think who's believably saying the word back, while the rest of them are coming up with nonsense excuses. And these polls, although 10% policy for the border, please, by technology. Okay, these are just different ways of lying to us. You're not being very legit. But look, we said Mexico 14 million and 4 million a year. Of course they'll pay for the wall. Charles, let me go to you. You know, I wouldn't say anything differently than Bob, but the bottom line is Mexico's no trouble at all crossing our borders. They're doing nothing to help them.
My friends, let me ask you a quick question. And again, I'm only a white male from Brooklyn, so what the hell do I know about anything? But if we're sending Mexico $14 billion a year, and let's say the wall costs, I don't know, $100 million. The next year we send them $14 billion minus the $100 million. What is the difficulty here? So anyone who says they won't pay for the wall is an ignoramus, or he's got an agenda and he's pro-Mexican, pro-illegal, anti-America. It is, just like Trump says, the easiest thing in the world. We're giving them money. All we do is subtract the cost of the wall, and they can like it or lump it.
Nothing to help us, nothing to assist us. So in many ways, it takes away some of their problems with the air pollution that they have. Some of the population coming here illegally. We give them aid money, and I think Trump's right. We give the aid money because people put in a time. They can't be more concerned with a couple big things. I have to say, I'm just astonished by the collective insanity that seems to have marked the conservative movement over the last month. I'm just astonishing. I've been saying secure the borders for years and years and years.
All right, guys, here's what bothers me. This fellow, Charles Cook, is from National Review. Now, National Review is the conservative magazine. And they have been trying very hard to take Donald Trump out at the knees. Why? I used to be, when I was a kid, I was always playing sports. I was playing basketball or football or hockey or softball or paddleball and then karate. You name it, I did it all. There was always one kid who brought the ball. No, who got the football? He brought the football. And then he would insist that we do this or that, or arrange the teams this way, or do that. And when the rest of us didn't want to, he would say, what? You know exactly where I'm going. He would say, well, in that case, I'm taking my ball and I'm going away. I'm going home. That's National Review. We are the establishment, they say. We are the political machine. And you will be part of us, like the Borg Collective in Star Trek. Otherwise, we're taking our ball and we're going home. Heard Donald Trump do something very, very, very interesting on a video just this morning. I had just woken up. And I turned it on and he was talking about policy with China. And he said, what's he going to do with China? Well, he's going to slap a 25% surtax on China. But then he said it's the messenger that carries a lot of the message. He said you can send someone to China to tell them we're applying a 25% surtax on you. Or you can send someone to China who says, listen, mother blank, we're hitting you with a tax. I've never heard anyone say mother blank while he was running for president before. What it means is that Trump will not be part of the machine. He won't do politics as usual. He won't bow before the PC police, and that makes him exactly and precisely the medicine that American politics needs. And he's just what America needs now. Someone who's not going to play the game, because you heard Ann Coulter, and she's spot on. When it comes to immigration, the other candidates will say this, and they'll say that, and they'll promise this and promise that, but they won't do anything. They'll promise you a wall, and then they won't build a wall, because after all, there's this and that and this and that. It all boils down to, it's my ball, and if you don't do things my way, I'm taking it home. Well, Donald Trump is saying, take your ball and shove it, because I'm going to play the game without you, and I'm going to play it better than you. And the United States of America is cheering and applauding, and I am part of that group. I think he's just what we need. Item from the Examiner.com. Analysts and troops are divided over whether the Pentagon should reconsider standards for valor awards amid a new kind of war, where the front lines blend into the world around us, such as the attempted gun attack on a Paris-bound train last week, unquote. Good morning to the analysts and military. Welcome to Earth. Are these analysts really, the Pentagon really just getting clued into the fact that there is no more battlefield, so to speak, that we're living in the battlefield, that you and I are on the battlefield? These guys, these troops, these Marines, I think they were Marines, on the Paris-bound train, who subdued that Muslim terrorist. Yeah, of course they're heroes, we know that. And of course they saved a lot of lives, we know that. But if they're wondering in the Pentagon whether or not these guys should get awards for valor when they're not on the front lines, then I would suggest the Pentagon's brass has its head up its brass. Because trains are on the front lines. Cities are the new front lines. Ask anyone in Israel who's seen a restaurant explode or a bus detonate. That's the front lines. And if the military brass still doesn't get it, they can contact me through the radio station. I'll sit them down with a glass of milk and some cookies, and I will explain it to them. Item from the End of the American Dream blog. Michael Snyder, former guest here on Real Truth, reporting, and I quote, have you noticed that more Americans than ever seem to be going totally insane? When even reporters start going on racially motivated shooting sprees, you know that things are getting crazy in this country. On Wednesday, most Americans were absolutely stunned to learn that a former WDBJ-TV reporter shot and killed a 24-year-old female reporter named Allison Parker and a 27-year-old male cameraman named Adam Ward, right as they were in the middle of shooting a live news segment at 6:45 in the morning. As a reporter, the shooter was known as Bryce Williams, but his legal name was Vester Lee Flanagan II. He fled the scene but was later tracked down by police. Before they could take him into custody, he shot himself and he later died at a hospital in Northern Virginia. So what would cause a talented young man to do such a thing? In the United States, we tend to put journalists up on a pedestal. I'm not sure about that. We consider them to be role models for the rest of us, and most Americans implicitly trust whatever they have to say. But now one of our, quote, trusted journalists has gone on a shooting spree that was clearly fueled by racial hatred. On Twitter, Flanagan claimed that Parker had, quote, made racist comments and that Ward had once complained to Human Resources about him. Are those really reasons to start shooting people? Of course, the truth goes much deeper than that. Before he passed away, Flanagan had faxed a 23-page manifesto to ABC News. In that 23-page document, it's very clear Flanagan very much considered his action to be part of an emerging race war. The writer says, my name is Bryce Williams, and his legal name is Vester Lee Flanagan II. He writes that what triggered today's carnage was his reaction to the racism of the Charleston church shooting. Quote, why did I do it? I put down a deposit for a gun on 6/19/15. The church shooting in Charleston happened on 6/17/15. What sent me over the top was the church shooting, and my hollow point bullets have the victim's initials on them, unquote. It's unclear whose initials he's referring to. He continues, quote, as for Dylan Roof, you deleted, you want a race war deleted, bring it then, you white deleted, unquote. These are the ramblings of a very sick, twisted, hate-filled individual. Why in the world can't we all just learn to love one another and respect one another, unquote. My friends, when a black person is killed, it's a tragedy, but it's all over the media. Here a black person killed two white people. I don't hear the word racism anywhere. Also, by the way, this guy was allegedly gay. So when do we start the discussion of the mentality and the psychological health or unhealth of gays? I'm not hearing that. Yeah, we'll be back.
It's nothing more than a shot in the dark. And if you're taking supplements or following health programs without an accurate scientific evaluation of your health from the comfort of your home or office, you can work personally with health expert IT or be a Dr. Wilson health practitioner who scientifically evaluates your current health and provides you a personalized program and affordable product. Get real results, get nutritional balancing, and GoHealthyNext.com. Call 866-463-4533. That's 866-463-4533. An emergency preparedness plan for your home, apartment, home, and office is a must. Knowing how to store water safely, provide extreme temperature changes, provide reliable shelter, first aid, and sanitation is critical. Knowing where to get the best lights, radios, and other supplies is easy. Earth Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing realistic preparedness supplies at affordable prices. Stop by, go online or call 303-781-0343, 866-781-0343.
Grid Light Power electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems are designed to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be savers of good any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses examples for their peers and families to be the best they can be. And the moment of the water plant located at 366 Grand Street in November, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized HB and pork and company custom process. Call 303 1088 2240. That's 303 1088 2240.
All right, guys, I'm back. I'm Howard Riell. The show is called Real Truth. Fox News, Megyn Kelly, Ann Coulter. Here we go.
Ann Coulter is also here. She is a bit of a and let's just start with Trump. There's a lot to get to. He was meeting with the president today, yesterday. Expanded the rights of illegal immigrants entering this country in the face of heart-wrenching testimonies on Capitol Hill this week, saying, please crack down. Instead, he basically went another direction. I want to get to that for you. But Trump, your take on Trump. He's fantastic. He's absolutely right that of Hispanics, 4 million vote, and would never in a million years consider voting Republican. He'll probably get more of those votes than any other Republican voting right now. Because as I've said a million times, the main proponents of amnesty and our current legal immigration system, which is dumping millions of extremely poor people and low-wage workers in this country, are their fancy bosses in New York and the San Francisco and LA who want the cheap land, cheap workers. The workers themselves could use those less competition. You know, all these answers about how we have to get up the minimum wage. There's an easy way. Get up the minimum wage, rise on salary. Stop dumping the work. Where do you live in cities like that? Where one thing I say is he's the guy that Donald Trump is put the numbers to it and say, okay, he said we could sit there and rate the murderers in any group in the country. You know, you could do it by race, you could do it by class, you could do it by gender, and of course it would be true. Yeah, but for one thing, was he in studio with you? Because this must be awful living in the shadows. He has his own show on MTV. You're getting driver's licenses across the country. You can become a lawyer in California. How about getting Donald Trump to arrest Jose? Start right there. The point is, yeah, any group will have rapists, but we don't. These aren't people who have any right to be here. The model should be there are way too many, and there shouldn't be any. Keep it honest. In the meantime, as I referenced a moment ago, we saw family after family, Confetti family and others, go before Congress this week and say, please do something. Because we've been informed that you have been murdered by illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities and in other cities. And 24 hours ago, the White House came out and said not only are they going to veto his law if it gets approved, but they expanded by executive action the right of illegal immigrants who are already in the country. Right. No, anything like that now, this is just a massive plan of the Democrats to inundate the nation with people who are going to cross vote for the Democrats. Obama never would have been elected but for Teddy Kennedy's 1965 Immigration Act. Democrats will call him through and laugh about it. They call it forced industrial revenge, and the Kennedy family was the greatest gift to the Democratic Party. It's not as if Democrats are winning all these victories because they've changed America's mind. No, they brought in new workers. That is how you're winning. That's why immigration is winning. To live and work in America is the most important thing. And these illegal immigrants or legally just going around and saying, oh, you have to be nice to us and we might not vote for you. No, you're a second citizen. We must elect. Immigrants need to understand it's fair about race and civil rights because the Democrats fought war to preserve slavery and the Democrats imposed Jim Crow laws for 100 years. If you have no right to be in this country, America hasn't done anything for you. You're the one who should be being grateful to us and hoping, you will be allowed to come in legally. One of these programs that Obama extended was the diversity visa program. Diversity. You just, randomly take people on a lottery system. I think that's how, Scarlett Johansson picks who she's going to date. She has a lottery. For America, we should be picking the best. I see American who are raising their hands. They want more information. On that note, I got to go. Good to see you, Ann. Bye-bye.
All right, my friends, Ann Coulter speaking simple, obvious, basic truths. Okay? Everybody getting back to basics. It's what America needs to do. We've gotten so sophisticated and so cool and so progressive that we're strangling ourselves. Time to go back to basics. Item from the Washington Examiner. The top 3 words voters think of to describe Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton are liar, dishonest, and untrustworthy, according to a Quinnipiac University national poll released Thursday. That's today. Clinton does have some positive word association. The next few words are the list of experience. On the list are experience and strong, but other words include crook, untruthful, criminal, and deceitful. Clinton continues to struggle on the issue of trust given the ongoing scandal involving her use of personal email and her decision to erase thousands of emails that she insists were private and personal and not work-related. Unquote. My friends, I heard someone say it really, really succinctly recently. He said, Hillary Clinton is a lying pig. If only I could think of who it was who'd said that. I'd like to shake his hand. Item from the weeklystandard.com. Nearly 200 retired generals and admirals have written a letter to Congress urging its members to reject the proposed nuclear deal with Iran. The retired military officials say the consequences of the deal will affect national security. Unquote. My friends, this is another obvious truth. The only people who don't acknowledge it are the people who stand to put money in their pockets through it. Item from rightwingnews.com. Portland, Maine has been shocked by a monstrous crime perpetrated by 3 Muslim immigrants who spent hours beating a Christian man to death after being invited to his home for a party. The 3 Muslims were at the home of Freddie Akoa when at some point they decided to slowly murder him by spending hours kicking him, punching him, and hitting him with a piece of furniture until he finally died from his grievous injuries. Unquote. My friends, somewhere along the line you've heard the expression, the entire universe in a grain of sand. It's deep, deep stuff. Well, here it is. What is Islam's mission in America? Here it is. These Muslims got invited in under the banner of friendship, and then they viciously turned on their host and killed him. That's what they want to do to America. The universe in a grain of sand. Item from the Conservative Tribune. Donald Trump isn't afraid to say what needs to be said. Now the billionaire television personality and presidential aspirant has a straightforward message for Christians. Quote, the Christians are being treated horribly because we have nobody to represent the Christians. Believe me, if I run and win, I will be the greatest representative of the Christians they've had in a long time, unquote. In the midst of persecution in the Middle East by Islamic extremists and persecution at home by liberals who would take away the freedoms of religion and expression, Christians need a champion. The other U.S. presidential wannabes have largely failed to address directly the state of Christianity in the world. Trump is filling that void. In the same interview, Trump criticized the Obama administration for its anti-Christian immigration policies. He exposed Obama for allowing Muslims who live in Syria to come to the United States, while blocking the Christians who live in Syria. I learned this weekend that if you're a Christian living in Syria, you cannot come into this country. Yet if you're a Muslim living in Syria who are not under attack, they can come in, said Trump. We have Christians being beheaded all over the world by ISIS. In Syria and in Iraq in particular, those Christians can't come to this country, he said, unquote. Once again, my friends, Donald Trump is caught speaking the truth. We'll be back. Okay, Facebook viewers, the video is about to come to a close. So is the broadcast week. I'm going to be posting this on Facebook, on YouTube, on Tumblr. One way or another, you'll find it. Watch it. If you don't like my face, I can't blame you. Don't watch it, but share it with other people who need to hear the issues that we're discussing on this show. Also, go to Amazon, go to BarnesandNoble.com, go to VirtualBookworm.com. The name of the book, by yours truly, is Real Truth. Stay angry. It's a good read, and it's another eye-opener. I'll be back on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.